Switch the titles over here. Give us a blank title card here. There we go. And then I got to switch the YouTube stream over as well. So you fine YouTube people can watch the same coverage. Okay. All right, Outfighter. But if you're looking for Fallout, don't worry about it. It will be back momentarily. In the meantime, let's get over to the ESA's coverage here of the SpaceX Falcon 9 EarthCARE mission. Let's see what we got.
Largest Spanish science channel with an incredible 9 million followers. Doc, do people know what ESA is doing to take care of our climate?
Yes, absolutely. I have a feeling that people think that we are not doing enough for science and taking care of the planet. Instead, the ESA have the largest float of satellites taking care of our planet. So it's my mission as a science communicator to try to tell everyone that we are doing our
Can we watch
best
Artemis 1 again while we
for the
wait?
planet.
What?
Science, physics, engineers, all working together to have a better planet for
this
our
picture,
child
man?
children
Interlaced.
and generations to come.
Fantastic.
Oh, no,
Thank
it's an
you so
ESA
much, Doc,
stream?
for being with us 15 minutes before this EarthCARE launch. Now, before you leave, I do want to ask, since I have an influencer here, can I take a selfie with you?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
In the last few weeks on its journey to launch. Starting in a clean room on the shores of Lake Constance, it was packed into a special container and transported by truck to Munich Airport, where the giant Antonov cargo aircraft was waiting to whisk it across the ocean.
Midge-san. Ohio. Kongonwa. That was that was something. You live in America. Oh. Well, howdy, partner. I'd rather watch this than what I just saw. It's fine. It's fine. Here we go.
Countdown net pad is clear.
10, 9,
We're about 15 minutes out.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go for launch.
Watch the simulcast with the
Vehicle is supersonic.
watch they simulcast with the ESA stream. Please, God,
Stage
no.
Separation confirmed. Dragon, separation confirmed.
Hello everyone, it's Tuesday, May 28th, and you're looking at a live view of our Falcon 9 rocket awaiting its 3:20 p.m. Pacific time launch from Slick 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Today's launch marks SpaceX's 56th mission of 2024 and the 340th overall Falcon 9 mission to date. My name is Zachary Lupin, and I'm an avionics reliability engineer here at SpaceX, and I'm joining you from our headquarters in Hawthorne, California. Welcome to our live launch coverage of the EarthCARE
Yeah,
mission,
619.
a European Space Agency Earth Explorer mission
overcast
developed as a
it.
joint project between ESA and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA. Now, the CARE in EarthCARE is an acronym that stands for Cloud Aerosol and Radiation Explorer. Once in space, EarthCARE will collect data to answer questions about Earth's radiation balance, which is a key factor in regulating Earth's climate. It will also measure vertical profiles of cloud particles and aerosols and their fall speed, or the speed at which the particles and aerosols fall through the air. This data will be used for climate research and will improve the accuracy of climate models and support weather predictions. We'll have more to share about today's payload later on in the webcast. Currently, both the vehicle and range are green, and we are on track for an on-time launch at 3:20 p.m. Pacific Time. For now, let's meet the vehicle and learn a little bit more about the most flown U.S. launch vehicle ever, our Falcon 9 rocket.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Falcon 9 is a two-stage rocket developed and
Vandenberg,
manufactured by SpaceX, known for its safe, reliable, and cost-effective access to space. It is also the first and currently the only orbital-class rocket capable of reflight.
Discovery,
Starting at the top of the vehicle is the payload fairing, a protective shell that encases the payload being sent to space. That fairing will separate and jettison away from the vehicle, exposing the payload once Falcon 9 reaches space. Today's payload, currently encapsulated in those payload fairings, is ESA's EarthCARE.
Spacecraft is on internal power.
ESA's EarthCARE satellite. Equipped with 4 primary instruments, EarthCARE will make a range of measurements that together will shed new light on the role that clouds and aerosols play in regulating Earth's temperature.
Precisely.
The mission's data will be used for climate research and will improve the accuracy of climate models as well as support higher fidelity numerical weather prediction. Continuing down the vehicle, we have the second stage. Now, the second stage is powered by a single Merlin vacuum engine, or MVAC, which is optimized to perform in the vacuum of space. After stage separation, the MVAC will ignite and carry the payload to its final orbit. The Falcon 9's first and second stages are connected via the black inner stage, which houses the MVAC engine and the system that decouples the two stages during stage separation. And below that is the Falcon 9 first stage, which is powered by 9 Merlin engines. These 9 Merlin engines provide the initial thrust to lift Falcon 9 off of the ground through the lower, thicker part of the atmosphere. And there are 8 engines arranged around one center engine, which are held in place by a structure called the octaweb, a shape designed to maximize efficiency. Now, each of these Merlin 1D engines delivers about 190,000 pounds of thrust at sea level, which gives Falcon 9 a combined 1.7 million pounds of thrust. After stage separation, Stage 1 will return to Earth for recovery and reuse on a future mission using a combination of the Merlin sea level engines and the 4 titanium grid fins located near the top of the booster, which will guide it during its re-entry and landing. The Falcon 9 first stage is also equipped with 4 landing legs that will deploy just before landing to allow for vertical touchdown on a drone ship or a landing pad. And today we'll be attempting to land this booster on Landing Zone 4 at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Now, weather and systems continue to look green for today's launch, and let's learn a bit more about today's EarthCARE payload on the pad.
That's the guy. It's gonna go up, come right back down.
We are facing a climate emergency. Understanding our planet is more critical than ever before. Our Earth is a complex system. To protect it, we need to fill in the missing piece of the climate puzzle. How do clouds and aerosols affect Earth's energy balance? While we know that they play extremely important roles in regulating our atmosphere's temperature, we don't know how their behavior will change as our climate warms. This is where EarthCARE comes in. ESA's Earth, Cloud, Aerosol, and Radiation Explorer will shed new light on how clouds and aerosols affect our climate. With its suite of 4 cutting-edge instruments, EarthCARE represents a groundbreaking advancement in satellite technology. It promises to deliver unprecedented data, unraveling the complexities of clouds and aerosols. With this, we can refine our atmospheric models and climate forecasts, giving us the tools to tackle the challenges of a changing climate
the music,
with greater
Hardy. It's
accuracy and precision.
Just got me fired up there.
This is more pleasant music.
Tonight's launch
is a reminder that space is not only about exploring distant galaxies
No, I
and
understand.
planets.
All right, cool.
It is about understanding our beautiful but fragile Earth so we can protect it and improve life on our home planet. EarthCARE is a groundbreaking mission developed by the European Space Agency in collaboration with JAXA, the Japanese Space Agency. It is thanks to this collaboration that we have been able to build such a sophisticated satellite. I should like to personally thank all the teams involved who designed and built the satellite and got it where we are today. They have shown a major commitment of time, talent, and tenacity. I appreciate your dedication and share your excitement tonight.
I'd like to personally thank all the teams involved who designed and built the satellite. And to get it what we're here today, EarthCARE comes at a time perfect for climate science and climate communities worldwide. Let us seize this opportunity
that jacket
to deepen
is a jacket
and
of all
expand our
time.
knowledge and to chart a course towards a more sustainable future for all
That
of
is
us.
one of the
Go,
clothes
EarthCARE.
of all time. Knick-knack, 26
As
months.
you just saw,
Snap in
there's
with
some
the
really
30.
exciting science set to
Hinks,
happen
can we
on
start
this
a GoFundMe
mission.
to launch a
But
rocket
first,
into
we
a
need to get into
tornado?
space. Now, in order to get the rocket and payload into
I don't
any
think you'd get
orbit,
it back.
the rocket has to not only go up really fast, but it also has to go sideways. And as the rocket ascends, we'll tilt the engines, and that'll turn the rocket horizontally into what's known as a gravity turn. To help demonstrate this concept, we use an analogy popularly attributed to Sir Isaac Newton, who was the first person to formulate a comprehensive theory of gravity in his 1687 Law of Universal Gravitation. Newton asked to imagine firing a cannon from a really high mountain.
Yeah,
The cannonball will
yeah,
arc,
Forge,
and then
that's pretty
gravity will
funny.
pull it down to Earth. Now, as you increase the power of the cannon, that cannonball will arc and land farther and farther away. Eventually, if you could continue to increase the power, the cannonball will end up in free fall around the Earth. Essentially, gravity is pulling down on the cannonball, but because of its speed and the curvature of the Earth, it never hits the ground. And this arc that constantly misses the Earth is called an orbit. Modern rockets like the Falcon 9 operate on the same basic principles of gravity and orbital mechanics that Newton described, but with modern technology. And Falcon 9 provides enough power and horizontal velocity to place its payload in orbit above the Earth.
Thanks for pressing for strongback redirect.
Good call out there. You'll be able to see this today by watching the orientation of the Falcon 9 after liftoff. The rocket will go straight up until about the T plus 10 second mark, at which point we'll begin a shift towards a horizontal orientation from gimbaling the engines. So be sure to look for that after liftoff. Coming up shortly, the Transporter Erector, or TE, will retract away from Falcon. The TE is the large truss structure you see there next to the rocket. First, we'll see the clamp arms open around the
retract has started.
around the second stage, and then the TE will pull away from the rocket by roughly 77 degrees.
The back is so strong. The 9.5 is here. This is Vandenberg Space Force Base. Yeah, Slick 4E.
Now that
and it's
first
gonna
stage is
land at
connected
Slick
to a
4W,
launch mount at the
which is
base of
just
the
over
TE,
there.
but the TE is hinged and will retract away from the vehicle in preparation for launch.
If you want to, 95.
You may hear the TE referred to as the strongback from the launch team, and it does a lot of heavy lifting in the lead up to launch. It's designed to...
Duff, how far do I think the next Starship will go? I think it'll make it to the flip and burn, dude. It'll make it to the flip and burn. Pretty sure. Either way, we're all going to have a lot of fun, right?
From the ground systems to the rocket and payload until Falcon 9 switches to internal power and clears the pad. And as you can see on your screen there, the strongback is retracting away from the vehicle.
First week of June
At
failures
this point
from
in
what
the
I can tell.
countdown, both the first and second stages are nearly
400
fully
by
loaded
400
with
at
1 million
97.
pounds of rocket-grade kerosene fuel
Sun synchronous.
and liquid oxygen. Both the first stage and second stage should finish propellant loading about a minute apart from each other, with the first stage finishing up at around the T-3 minute mark, and the second stage finishing at the T-2 minute mark.
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
And there's that call out that Stage 1 LOX loading has completed.
What's that?
As you may have noticed, there are white clouds forming around the vehicle. Those clouds are comprised of the chilled gas above the LOX tank that is vented overboard to maintain pressure in the tank as needed. And when that vented oxygen mixes with the warmer California air, it condenses into clouds.
Oh, hey, Victory. How do I look? Look good? Yeah?
At the T-minus
So you
60
said I'm
second
on your
mark,
TV.
Falcon
What
9
the
will
heck
be
is
in
that?
startup. And this means that the
What is
rocket's
that right
autonomous
there?
internal
What's
flight
on your
computers will
TV
have
stand?
taken over the launch countdown.
Oh,
And then
that's
just inside
weird.
of T-minus 2 seconds, we'll
Victor,
light
that's
the
weird.
M1D
See
engines
that?
for liftoff. The EarthCARE payload continues to be healthy, and the Falcon 9 team is tracking no issues on the rocket. Weather is still looking green, and the range is ready to support our T0 of 3:20 p.m. Pacific time. And with that, we're proceeding into the last couple minutes of terminal count.
You look more than good. Oh, thank you. Okay, inside of 2 minutes here. So once again, the payload on board is EarthCARE. It is a climate aerosol radiative environment satellite. It's a climate monitoring satellite.
Stage 2 LOX load is
which
complete.
is a joint project
And
between
there's
the
that call out
ESA
that
and
Stage 2
JAXA.
LOX loading is complete. Falcon 9 is now fully loaded with 1 million pounds of propellant and oxidizer.
Ah, that sucks, Bandit. Yeah, this is going into a sun-synchronous orbit.
Ground gas closeouts.
Ground gas closeout.
Good call out there.
They're
In
evacuating
about
the fuel
20
and
seconds from now,
oxidizer
we should
out of
hear
the
a call out that
transporter
Falcon 9
erector.
is in startup.
Man, be quiet. They're evacuating the fuel and oxidizer out of this, so this doesn't catch on fire when the rocket goes off. Startup should be in about 13 seconds. Rocket payload is 2,350 kilos. It's nothing. This thing's... It's a light enough payload to warrant getting the rocket all the way back to the landing site here.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Falcon 9 has entered
And
startup.
there's that call out that Falcon 9 is in startup. Lastly, we're waiting for the launch director, or LD, to give the final go for today's launch.
Okay, Duff Dottie. Sure.
LD is go for launch.
I'll see what I can do, buddy.
And with that call out that the LD is go for launch, we are set to launch ESA's EarthCARE payload.
They'd probably do a nitrogen purge, Yuri. Yes, that's a... Yeah. The goes. Is chat go? T-minus 30 seconds.
T-minus 30 seconds.
I just said that. It's a little windy out
T-minus
there.
15. T-minus 10.
Sound suppressor
9,
system should
8,
engage.
7, 6, 5,
Sound suppressor
4,
is on.
3, 2,
Engine ignition.
ignition. And liftoff. Go Falcon 9 to EarthCARE. Vehicle pitching coverage. Take ground chamber pressure now.
If I knew that was coming, I would have warned you. But I don't hate it either. Whoa. That was awesome. I'm awake. I'm awake.
At T plus 30 seconds and counting, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Slick 4 East carrying the EarthCARE satellite. Now, after
EarthCARE
clearing
is
the
in
tower,
the air.
we tilted or gimbaled the engines to initiate a roll maneuver, which you may notice in the Stage
What's
1
up,
camera view.
40? What?
This enables the vehicle's
Power and
antennas.
telemetry nominal.
This enables the vehicle's antennas to stay in the best position for communicating with the ground. In just a few moments from now, we'll be throttling down the engines in preparation for max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Vehicle supersonic. Max Q.
And there's that call out for max Q. Now, as Falcon 9 accelerates through the thicker lower atmosphere, the air density decreases, and Falcon 9 passes max Q once the air density lowers faster than the increasing speed of the vehicle. So keep an eye on the Stage 1 telemetry on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to watch for these speed changes through ascent.
And back chill.
Good call out there. And as a reminder, the rocket typically needs to go 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and get into orbit.
27,100 kilometers an hour.
Now we've got 6 events coming up happening in rapid succession. This will start with main engine cutoff, or MECO, where we shut down all 9 M1D engines on the first stage. Followed by that will be stage separation, where the first and second stages separate. Third will be the Stage 1 flip, a maneuver to turn the first stage around. Then we'll have the second engine start.
So check this out here. They're gonna go up to staging, but watch. Falcon 9 will align with the velocity vector. It's burning slight radial out. Watch. The plume is asymmetric if you look at it. Those two are close to each other because it's kind of flying like this. During staging, it'll even out right there, and the plume gets nice and uniform. It's just because you want to punt this thing in the direction you're going. Stubby!
Stage separation confirmed.
Oh, it's so ugly! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it with fire! Oh! No!
MVAC ignition.
Oh!
Stage 1 boost back burn.
Stage 1 will fire engine and boost back. Oh. Oh, God.
Fairing separation confirmed.
Boop. Goodbye.
And there you heard and maybe even saw those 6 events that happened back to back, which again were MECO, stage separation, stage 1 flip, second engine start 1, the first stage boost back burn,
This is a nice
and
shot of
fairing
California,
separation.
though. What a way to come to
We'll be attempting to
California.
retrieve those fairing halves, both flying for their first time today. Once they fall back to Earth with our recovery vessel, Go Beyond.
Now, the first stage turned around. Now it's boosting back towards the landing site. First stage is going to find itself right down there where it took off from.
Coming up shortly, we should hear a call out
Right-
for boost back shutdown
Basically
on the
right
Falcon
there
9
where
first
my mouse
stage.
cursor is.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
See.
And there's that call out for stage 1 boost back shutdown. We're currently
Yeah.
T plus 3 minutes and 30.
The reason why I'm freaking out is because they have a cut down nozzle. This nozzle is made out of a very special metal alloy that's primarily consisting of niobium. It's like niobium carbide or something. I'm not 100% on it, but if SpaceX doesn't, basically a longer nozzle gets you a little bit better performance out of your second stage engine when you're in the vacuum. That's the very short answer. We can get to exhaust velocity and total impulse if we really want to talk about that. But long story short, the stubby nozzle doesn't get you, it's not as efficient, but for missions that don't require that performance in order to save on this crazy alloy that they need to make, they'll do this cut down version of it. Yeah, this cut down version, and I hate it. It looks ridiculous. I can't stand it. I know why it exists, and from an engineering standpoint, it's fine. I hate it.
Some amazing views of the MVAC engine on our Falcon 9 second stage as it takes the EarthCARE payload to orbit.
Oh, ice mice on the pipes. +1 about the hate. I can't, dude. It's so bad. I told you before, it's
Reusability
cold.
is key to lowering the
cold
cost
in
of
space, hence
spaceflight,
the
which
stubby.
enables more
You shut
investments
up.
in critical scientific research. Now, the Falcon 9 first stage that is supporting
it's
today's
radiating
mission
heat
is
a little
performing
bit,
this
RJ.
entry burn for its 7th time,
Doesn't
coming up
need to
shortly.
as much.
Now, the Merlins on the first stage are optimized for sea level, and these achieve 190,000 pounds of thrust each during ascent
It's the
and
old
descent.
poodle snackless. It
At
definitely
liftoff, Falcon
is,
9's
dude.
first stage has thrust greater than
looks
5
exactly like it.
747 airplanes at full power.
Life imitates
and the
art,
MVAC
man.
engine on the second stage, with a much wider nozzle, is
hate it so
optimized to
much.
220,500 pounds of thrust in vacuum.
So bad. It's a grower, not a shower. That thing's being
Now,
lobbed
as a
really
reminder,
high.
the first stage supporting
400
today's
circular
mission is
bend
flying
is where
for
we're
its
going
7th
here.
time, having previously supported NASA Crew 7, CRS-29, PACE, Transporter 10, and 2 Starlink missions. It's also worth mentioning that this is the 56th Falcon 9 launch of 2024 and the 18th launch of Falcon 9 this year from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California.
400-kilometer insertion orbit, rocket guy. From what I understand, it's 400-kilometer sun synchronous, 97 degrees inclined. We're talking about what orbit it's going into, just in case anybody was wondering. If that meant nothing to you, yeah. This type of orbit is called a sun synchronous orbit. It basically means that the satellite flies over the same, using some really, really hardcore math. It flies supersonic retropropulsion. Satellite flies over the same spot at the same time every day. Sun synchronous. Yeah. Highly inclined retrograde orbits at 400 to 500 kilometers up. About 270 miles up. There's the entry burn, slowing down Falcon
Stage 1
9
entry burn shutdown.
and protecting it from plasma.
And there's confirmation of stage 1 entry
Supersonic
burn shutdown.
retropropulsion. That's my favorite part. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows that, just in case you didn't. Falcon 9 fires its engine just to slow down, but it also fires it to protect itself against re-entry heating. The rocket engines push the re-entry heat away. Yeah, it's super cool. Still my favorite thing.
Landing Zone 4 is actually only about 440 meters away from Slick 4 East at Vandenberg.
Yeah, it looks like some of its exhaust got up on the camera there. Can you wipe the lens?
Stage 1 transonic.
Good call out there, but stage 1 is transonic.
Sorry, man, I'm
we
sitting
should
down.
hear
I
a call
can't
out
reach
for
over there.
landing burn startup on the Falcon 9 first stage in just a few moments.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Here's the landing burn. It's gonna fly right through these clouds. It's gonna punch right through it. The landing site will come up at the last second here. 1 mile off the deck. $200 miles an hour. 100 miles an hour.
Stage 1 landing light deployed.
There's the pad. Oh, very nice.
And there you have it. Falcon 9 has successfully...
This camera's very
Falcon 9 has
overexposed.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Good call-outs there.
Let there be light.
Falcon 9 has successfully landed at landing zone 4 at Vandenberg. This was the 7th launch and landing for this first stage. And this landing marks SpaceX's 314th recovery of an orbital class rocket, including first stage landings for Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. Coming up next, we'll hear a call out for SECO 1, or second engine cutoff 1, on the Falcon 9 second stage, currently on your screen.
Stand by for second stage engine cutoff.
MVAC shutdown.
Here we go. Purge out. They're going to purge it out
And
with
there's
helium.
that call out for MVAC shutdown
That's
on the
what all
second
that
stage.
flow
We're
coming
now
out of it
waiting
is.
for confirmation of nominal orbital insertion.
Should get a call for
Nominal orbit insertion.
Here it is.
And there's that call out.
Well, there it is.
Now, with that call out, we're just one major milestone left in our mission, which is payload deployment.
They're venting down
coming
the
up
rest of the
in
systems.
about a minute and a half from now. Now, Earth Explorer missions like this one are state-of-the-art science and research missions that deliver data to fill gaps in Earth system science and demonstrate new space technologies. EarthCARE is the largest and most complex Earth Explorer satellite to date. The satellite carries 4
Yeah, but it
state-of-the-art
was the
scientific
camera. The
instruments
camera was
that work together
overexposed
to
as
provide a
heck.
holistic view of the
3:30
interplay
in the
between
afternoon out
clouds,
there.
aerosols, and radiation, a cloud profiling radar, an atmospheric LiDAR, a multispectral imager, and a broadband
What are they
radiometer.
using to deorbit
Together,
the upper stage?
these instruments
The
will allow
upper stage?
scientists to better understand the processes governing the physics and interaction of clouds and aerosols and their
I know,
impact
Phil,
on
isn't it
Earth's
cool?
temperature.
It's freaking cool, man.
We're expecting payload deployment of the EarthCARE satellite in just under 40 seconds from now.
Should see a deploy here in under 40 seconds from now. Don't ask me how I knew that. Stubby? No Stubby GIF and mission control. Stubby GIFs belong in the trash. Seems like SpaceX is...
As a reminder, this is the
I don't know.
56th Falcon 9 launch of
SpaceX
2024
doesn't
and
stream
the
on
18th
YouTube
launch
anymore,
of
dude.
Falcon 9 this year from Vandenberg Space Force Base
So
in
it's probably
California.
just somebody looking to get money from you or something. Okay, should be coming up on deploy here. This white thing right here is the satellite. We'll see it bonk off there. You could just see the edge of the detachment ring right here. Watch.
EarthCARE separation confirmed.
There she goes.
An amazing view there on your screen. Successful deployment of the EarthCARE payload. And with that confirmation, we'll be bringing today's webcast to a close. Today's mission marks SpaceX's 351st overall mission to date and 56th mission of this year. We want to thank the European Space Agency and JAXA for entrusting us with today's mission, and all of you for joining us this afternoon.
We started watching the ESA YouTube coverage, and I think it made me want to barf, so we stopped. Oh, wait a minute. We got a shot of mission control. Who's there? Who are these folks? No. Back that up.
/ESA.
How does the deployment acquire acceleration for such separation? Springs, Cosmo. Springs. What do we got down there? ESA astronauts, perhaps? These guys are wearing blue flight suits. Blue flight suits usually denote astronauts. Yeah, Cosmo, springs. Believe it or not, they have a clamp that separates, and then the springs decompress and shoot the satellite out. They look like valve springs. They're about this big. Yeah, it kind of looks like Nick Hague, yeah. Jessica Meyer, maybe? Matthias Maurer, maybe. Hard to say. Definitely astronauts, though. What is the next Starship mission? Team LaCroix. Net the 5th right now. Anyway, that's going to do it for the EarthCARE launch coverage. We'll jump back up. Oh, the SpaceX got us some pictures here. Oh, damn. Have we heard anything or seen anything about that X Delta 4 pad? No. Wow. Yeah, those are old pictures of the same booster. This booster previously launched Crew 7, CRS-29, PACE, Transporter 10, and 2 Starlink missions. That booster was 1081. That was its 7th flight after a 52-day turnaround. Can we just go back to looking at that other one? Yeah, I lost the hair. I lost my hair in the flame trench. That's what happened. That's what happened. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah. Yeah. If I was gonna launch Falcon 9, I would want Fork Knife and Mark Ass Brownlee. Fork Knife. Oh. That's not what I said, 95. Jeez. That's awesome. Great shot. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the EarthCARE launch coverage. Was pretty poggies. Oh, the ESA coverage is still going. That's what that was.
Who are concerned about why we go to space, but also they're concerned about the future of sustainability because climate change is such a big topic. So I think missions like today's have been amazing. It's been covered just in the best way possible because it's set to inspire a new generation of scientists and engineers and also
Can we just watch this for a second?
And I'd like to quickly take the opportunity to say I have so much respect for everybody in this room. What you've achieved today has been phenomenal, and as an aerospace engineer myself, I really, really do think it's fantastic.
You watching,
and I'm
Nick?
so excited
right.
to see the future, what it holds.
Thank you so much, Jessica. The work you do is very important. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll be back in time to see the important moment of the first acquisition of signal in about 40 minutes' time. For now, we will close our live broadcast from ESA TV for a short break. For those of you who are feeling very tired now, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next steps and for ESA's future Earth observation missions. Follow ESA and JAXA's social media channels, but hopefully see all of you later for the first signal. In the meantime, please enjoy these views from the mission control room. And now...
Okay. All right, cool. Good to check in, I guess. You know, it's always good. Always good to check in. All right. And now a word from our sponsors. What? The sponsors. We're sponsored now.
Kills lots of brain cells in a funny, happy way. It's entirely legal thanks to a loop of the FDA.
Whether you're at a family reunion or hanging out before the show, have some giggle cream with everything. It'll make you talk real low.
I'm sponsored now by Giggle Cream.
Giggle Cream. It makes dessert funny.
You know? That's not a real thing. Oh yeah, you're right. I was just kidding. Here. Let me while we go back over to Fallout here, let me get you the real sponsor. Here.